Okay, hi. So I am kind of excited to share this story because I think it's a pretty unique one. So last year, I think it was around September, October, I took care of my first polyamory family, which I live in Connecticut. We are mainly a Catholic Christian culture from where I live. So it was just like a very different experience than our like clientele that we typically have. But I was really excited because I love different cultural backgrounds and I'm always really excited to work with them and learn more of my own education. So I was really excited to work with them. For more context, there was a husband and wife who were married, and then they had a girlfriend of about 3 years, and that is what made up their triad. So one of the biggest things after my midwife, my preceptor, met with them, when she came and talked to the rest of the team, she said the biggest thing is I really don't want the girlfriend to feel separate from this experience. I want to make sure that we're including her in the care and that we're not solely just focusing on the couple, the husband and wife, that she is a part of their experience. So we were like all on board. We were like, yeah, totally understand that. That's great. But when labor came, what happened was is we got to the house, and she was a first time mom, so first time birthing person. So we got there, and they were up in their like second floor living room in a really intimate place, and they had like candles going and music going and all these like beautiful things, and she was like looked like she was really working hard through contractions. And we were like, oh, okay, like I bet she's about a 5 from the way that she's kind of acting. And it was about like 9 a.m. in the morning. So we kind of let them labor for a little bit longer. They really had this like they were united. They were very strong as a team of 3. And every contraction, the girlfriend was like rubbing her lower back, and the husband was like letting her lean on her. And it was like this really beautiful thing to kind of witness. But over time, my midwife and I kind of noticed was happening was that the birthing person, the wife, was really like in her head trying to make sure that everyone felt like they were a part of this birthing experience and that everyone had a place in the room. And although that's very true and very important, it really stalled her labor. So when we checked her around, I don't know, noontime, she was 1 centimeter. And we were like, okay, we need to like readjust all this. So we put her to bed. We did all these things. We left. We came back later that night. She was, I had stayed for a while. But whenever we checked her next, she was like about a 4, or about a 3 maybe. So she had made progress. But it was very interesting. Labor was just really, really slow for a long time. And part of that could be the fact that she was a first time birthing person. We don't know. But it really seemed to like she was just so like, like, where's my girlfriend? Where's my husband? Like, are they okay? It was just really interesting to watch. And over time, what happened was my preceptor got her alone in the bathroom and was like, listen, what do you need? Like, what do you need from us? What do you need from your husband? What do you need from your girlfriend? Like, it's really important that everyone's here, but you're the one that has to give birth. So what do you need? Do you need everyone to leave you alone? So it was an interesting conversation, which I was right outside the room, so I got to hear. But I think it really impacted her labor in a negative way, the way that they all communicated while she was in labor, if that makes sense. And the client was like, yeah, this isn't working. So I think the client was really picking up on like, oh, I thought I was like creating this dynamic between all of us, and now it's not working and I don't really know what to do. So one of the things that I really, 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 and after that conversation, we kind of like readjusted everything and gave her a lot of space, and she ended up like dilating and having her baby at home. So there was like no complications, and it was really great. And their actual postpartum experience was amazing. They were like like the baby was always with the one that birthed the birthing person. Like she wasn't with the girlfriend. No one was trying to take the baby away. Like it was, they like totally had those roles down. But in labor, it really affected them. So it was really interesting. One thing that I wished we had done really different was prenatally talk about this. I think that us as a team and midwives were so nervous about like offending them and offending their dynamic that we didn't get to really dive into like, hey, this is what we typically see. One second. This is one second. One second. One second. Before I lose my train of thought. Hold on. One second. This is what we kind of typically see in labor, and with a different dynamic. Why don't you go get a bar from Ruby? With a different dynamic of 3 people, like what do you guys envision, and give our advice and recommendations on how that could really be great for labor or how that could stall labor. Because I think that education piece of, although everyone has a role in this, but educating them on the piece of like what actually can stall labor for someone that's really in their head or really worried about everyone else. So I just wish that we had talked that through more with them prenatally, because as soon as we talked about it in labor, hours, like 12 hours after she was laboring, everything changed. She started dilating and she got to have her baby. So that was the biggest thing that I wish we had done differently. And it was a really big learning experience for me. They were also, hold on one second. They were also atheists. So I had never worked with a family that was atheist either. So that was an amazing experience because I am a Christian. So it was just very different from what I have experienced, and kind of navigating all my bias and being like, oh my gosh, this is just like an amazing family and they're great people and they really have this whole structure of their family down, was really just beautiful for my personal growth. And to see that on the other side, they were one of my favorite families I've ever taken care of. So it was a lot of fun and a lot of personal growth overall. So yeah, that is my kind of reflection and review on taking care of families that are very culturally different than myself and from the clients that we typically take care of. All right, thank you.